The paranormal is very rare. The probability of something like this happening is 1 in a million, which is why many people don't believe in it, because nothing close to it has ever happened to them. However, for those of us who have lived these types of experiences, we know that they are real. Nevertheless, it is one thing for objects to move on their own, to see impossible shadows, but it is quite another thing when these entities make physical contact with you, and that is what you're about to see in this video. The case of a girl who was abruptly attacked by a demonic entity right in front of her parents. This recording, along with others, are part of a compendium of videos that will make you shiver. So if you like the paranormal, stay, because this video will surely leave you with the idea that the paranormal can be real. My name is Leonore Clay, and this is The Darkest Secret. Today we present a demonic spirit attacks a minor. Paranormal evidence. Number 7. As I've told you before, the world of the paranormal is vast. Spirits, possessions, and witches are the most normal, but a new branch of the inexplicable has been added. I'm talking about the failures in reality. And in this video, we will touch that area a couple of times. I start this investigation with a possible true failure in reality. This extremely strange video that does not exist on the internet was sent to me directly by Gael, the subscriber who recorded it. He tells us that near his house there are several schools which every year close for the Day of the Dead festivities. This happened in Mexico, and there they usually organize parades where students and parents go out in disguise to walk the nearby streets. An event that in this latest edition was being captured by the security camera that he has installed outside his house, which captured a subtle but strange sequence that I invite you to see below. Please pay attention and tell me what's wrong here. Did you manage to see it? Where does that paper come from? In the middle of all that crowd, the camera captures the moment in which a lady takes what appears to be a ticket from the back of Gael's vehicle. However, if you look closely, that paper appears practically out of nowhere. Take a good look with zoom and color correction. The paper does not exist before she extends her hand. Completely out of nowhere, as if from one moment to the next, it just materialized. How did it get there? A question that our subscriber still asks himself. Number 6. The footage in the 6th position of this investigation was captured in the middle of a thunderstorm. The idea was to record this terrifying but at the same time wonderful phenomenon that nature gives us from time to time. But all of this would become less important when suddenly the lens registers something extremely mysterious. What is it about? See for yourself. Suddenly, the landscape is full of flashing and intermittent light shows. Yet it is abruptly interrupted by lightning, which seems to have frozen. But it was not the only thing, since immediately afterwards, the lens registers a huge lump that falls from the sky. Can you see it? Some speculate that it could be a meteorite or simply space junk. However, for an object that size to cross the atmosphere without generating heat makes it highly unlikely that it is something from outer space. It seems that it went down along with the lightning. Look at its shape. It doesn't seem to be any known aircraft, much less an animal. So what is it? Let me know what you think. Number 5. What occupies the number 5 position is not a video, but rather an image. But that does not mean that the story behind it does not become the most terrible incentive for your deepest nightmares tonight. The image was sent by Eric Velasquez, a subscriber who brings us the story of one of his cousins. He says that they were quiet in her room listening to music and having fun. Throughout this day, many photos were taken, without even suspecting what was captured, accidentally in one of them. Do you realize what's strange here? Whose hand is that? It is important to mention that they were alone at that time. There was no one else in the room with them. Also, if you look closely, does the hand not seem normal? Notice the bruises. It even seems to have traces of blood. Something that undoubtedly froze every last drop of blood from these girls, who to this day cannot explain who it belongs to, theorizing the only logical option, that it was a ghost, a spectrum that perhaps during the whole day was there with them. Number 4. We continue with the strange footage sent by Juan Jose, a faithful subscriber who in his email came across this shocking recording while looking at his social networks. In it, you can see how something hits a tree with extreme violence, which caught the attention of many who began to record the event. They thought it was a child doing a prank, or at most, a cat that had gotten stuck in the branches. They never imagined what their eyes would see just moments later. Pay attention. At first glance, it seems to be a costume, but it is very small. Could it be a child? The hind legs look too thin. Rather, they are similar to those of a four-legged animal. Are we in the presence of an unknown animal? Or do you think it is something else? What would you do if you came across something similar? Let me know your answers in the comment box. Number 3. From Mexicali, Alejandro Rubio, a faithful subscriber to the channel, was in charge of sending us a strange video which was recorded by him a few years ago, and which, as he confesses, he had not wanted to reveal until he came across our failure in reality section. In his email, he says that day he was about to leave the house until, almost by chance, it occurred to him to look towards the window. A moment in which he would witness, as he says, the strangest event he has seen in his entire life. Pay attention. You do realize the strangeness, right? Alejandro swears that he did not edit or manipulate anything you just saw, assuring that at that moment, none of the lights in the house were on, and there were no rays of sunlight coming through the window. Where do those lights come from? Why can we only see them through the window curtain? In the light spectrum, it is known that infrared and ultraviolet light can be observable under a certain filter. But in this case, that the filter is a window curtain gives us something to analyze. Perhaps the most important question: what was giving off this strange glow? Let me know what you think. Number 2. What I have saved for number 2 is simply spectacular. A video apparently uploaded to TikTok or Facebook. In it, you can see the images of a security camera that directly records a family while they were having fun watching their daughter dance. However, the environment takes on an extremely dark tone when, out of nowhere, something pulls the girl, making her fall. Do you notice how she doesn't fall by herself? Something seems to pull her. At first, the family thought that she had simply fallen. But when they saw the replay, they noticed that gesture that reveals the strength of something else. What do you think happened here? Leave your opinion in the comment box. Number 1. We end this investigation with a creepy story, which deals with the disturbing case that the young man you see on the screen has been revealing through his TikTok account. A case that is related to what, as he describes, are disturbing entities that are living in his house. According to what was published on his channel, Jirko F. Wonder, it all began when he and his family came to live in his grandmother's old house, who left it as an inheritance after her death. They only walked a few steps for the unexplainable to become present.
Okay, got everybody here, heading on into the new house for the first time. You say, go, yeah. See how scary? Yeah, it's kind of scary, actually. Oh, look at all this stuff. Dollhouse for you, Salo. Go.
It would be this mysterious silhouette that would kick off what for him became a true nightmare.
Okay, this one is not quite as creepy as it is just weird. It's just an old bookshelf downstairs. I know that you can pause the video, but if you look at the titles, they're all religious, esoteric, some kind of spirituality, you know, it's all something. Shit. Found the letter that my grandmother left me. Okay, so I didn't post anything yesterday. It's currently about 2:30 a.m., but I'll probably post this tomorrow morning. If you watched the last video, you saw I found the letter that my grandmother left for me, and you saw the circumstances of that letter. Book falling off the bookshelf seemingly by itself. I'm a skeptic. I'm not going to jump to any conclusions, but it was kind of weird. I'm going to break this up a little bit. I'm going to read this letter. Okay, now I've already read it myself, and I'm going to try and, it's kind of emotional, but I'm just going to read it as it is. Hey, you kiddo. It's been a long time. I'm sorry that this note is the closest thing we'll get to ever talking again. That's anybody's fault but yours. I've always known I'd leave you the house ever since you were about a year old, though I had hoped we would spend many more happy days than at first. I hope it proves a comforting and loving home for you and the girls, who are both gorgeous, and that you three live out those happy days. If you're anything like you were as a child, you'll find great joy in all the history under this roof. The house is brimming with it, including a great deal about our family. My father's journals are still around here and there. Have wonderful lives. Love them. Okay, now this is where it gets kind of weird on the back. And I'll talk a little bit more about it in a follow-up video. P.S. I am adding this note a good bit later. After a lifetime of completely refusing to acknowledge any of this to anyone, it's hard to even write. You will likely experience some strangeness. I want to assure you and your family that there is no danger. Anything you hear, see, or feel means you no harm, even if it seems to. Though the yard can be extra mischievous. And watch out for Frogette. She gets into everything. Okay.
After scrutinizing through their things, Alex discovered that apparently his grandparents were involved in some dark beliefs, since he found dozens and dozens of occult books, movies, and quite disturbing letters that he wanted to reveal. But the worst was yet to come.
Hey, I haven't posted in a little while. Forgive my mess, we're just moving in, but I showed you guys that weird frog doll that my 3-year-old just found. It disappeared, and this is the first time I'm seeing it again. I realized it was what was down here on this chair, and I grabbed my phone to come and look at it. Definitely was not here before. My older daughter's at school. My 3-year-old is in the room. She was just with me. Shit. Holy shit. Just sitting here. Wonder what it's looking at. What's out here? Oh shit. Fucking frogs. A whole bunch of fucking frogs. I don't know if you can see them. Holy shit. There's like... Oh my god. That's weird. The pool is disgusting, I know. That's fucking weird as shit.
It all started with that stuffed frog that moved by itself to sit looking towards a pool infested with frogs. According to the boy, frogs had never been seen there, despite how neglected this pool was. A few days were enough for the manifestations to now be much more direct.
Okay, so I didn't post anything yesterday. It's currently about 2:30 a.m., but I'll probably post this tomorrow morning. If you watched the last video, you saw I found the letter that my grandmother left for me, and you saw the circumstances of that letter. Book falling off the bookshelf seemingly by itself. I'm a skeptic. I'm not going to jump to any conclusions, but it was kind of weird. I'm going to break this up a little bit. I'm going to read this letter. Okay, now I've already read it myself, and I'm going to try and, it's kind of emotional, but I'm just going to read it as it is. Hey, you kiddo. It's been a long time. I'm sorry that this note is the closest thing we'll get to ever talking again. That's anybody's fault but yours. I've always known I'd leave you the house ever since you were about a year old, though I had hoped we would spend many more happy days in it first. I hope it proves a comforting and loving home for you and the girls, who are both gorgeous, and that you three live out those happy days. If you're anything like you were as a child, you'll find great joy in all the history under this roof. The house is brimming with it, including a great deal about our family. My father's journals are still around here, and there. Have wonderful lives. Love, Graham. Okay, now this is where it gets kind of weird on the back, and I'll talk a little bit more about it in a follow-up video. P.S. I am adding this note a good bit later. After a lifetime of completely refusing to acknowledge any of this to anyone, it's hard to even write. You will likely experience some strangeness. I want to assure you and your family that there is no danger. Anything you hear, see, or feel means you no harm, even if it seems to. Though the yard can be extra mischievous. And watch out for Frogette. She gets into everything.
It is assumed that he was alone in his house at that time. He was also alone in this other video.
So I just captured something else on tape. While I was actually taking the tape, I did not notice it at all, but you go ahead and take a look at it and tell me what you think. Okay, I just heard a really loud noise coming up here from the same place where all the other stuff has been going on. Like something was dragging across the floor. Turn on the lights, like everybody says. Okay, come on. I know I heard something. Let's see, I don't know. I don't fucking know. There's nothing here. Turn this light down here. No, I don't fucking know. Did you see it? Let's take a closer look. Yeah, so that is somebody peeking out from my laundry room. I couldn't get a good look at it, but that definitely looked like somebody to me. And there's nobody there. I've already checked. Nobody who is pale white hiding in my laundry room. So I'm fucking freaked out right now.
Undoubtedly, the entity, now apparently curious, has decided to spy on him very closely.
So I'm like pretty sure that I just saw my fucking grandma. I'll just show you. I heard some noises upstairs like before, just walking around. I came up to see what it was looking around, and I just check it out. Okay, I am up here where all the different like scary activity has happened, and I'm hearing what sounds like somebody walk around on the floorboards. As I'm up here, I can feel like the pressure of steps landing around me. I don't really know what's going on. It just seems pretty fucking crazy to me. I don't know. This is not what I signed up for when I got this house. Oh shit! Fuck! Come on. Come on, what was that? Holy shit. Holy shit. Is there somebody in here, or was that actually my fucking grandmother? Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh. What the fuck? Oh my god. The fucking robe is sitting there on the floor. Are you kidding me? Holy shit. A little hard to see in the video, so I screenshotted it and I upped the contrast, and just you be the judge. Look what this fucking is. Okay, well, so thank God that medium is coming tomorrow, because that just freaked the shit out of me. Even though, you know, seems like it's my grandma, it still fucking scared the shit out of me. I don't even know what to fucking do right now. I'm just gonna post this up, and I'm just at a loss for words. Fuck this shit.
Supposedly, from all the things he read in that house, it is about disturbing presences that seem to be harassing both him and his family. Some of his followers think that they may be the spirits of their grandparents, but that is not convincing to everyone. And it seems that these entities want Alex and his daughters to leave the house, implying that these beings were perhaps attracted due to certain rituals in which their grandparents were involved, and that they simply came to stay. The truth is that despite the fear it generates in them, Alex has not stopped updating his account by publishing shocking recordings like these.
Full video. If you saw the story, you know, last night I saw something in the house that, as crazy as it sounds, to me looked like a vampire. I'm just going to show you the video. Here we go. Okay, try it again. I'm hearing sounds up here, like somebody's moving around. This stuff's been happening, but as soon as I pull my phone out, everything stops. I don't know. I don't know. I swear I heard somebody up here. Holy shit, I don't know what happened. That thing vanished, and my camera stopped recording immediately at the same time. It's gone. Here's a slowed down version of what you saw, brightened and close up. I'm gonna post a still. I'm not sure how well you can see it. It turned like an old man to the door, lurched forward, and vanished. Honestly at a loss for what to do from here, but I'll keep you guys updated.
This was the last thing his camera caught before it stopped working. A mysterious entity that keeps Alex on the verge of a nervous breakdown. How will this incredible case continue? Only time will tell. Tell me what you think of both this and the previous footage, because this video has already come to an end. My name is Leonore Clay, and this was The Darkest Secret